That is all Madrid like. So something has got to change. But as I mentioned, the World Cup is upon us now. Few days to the World Cup. And if your company is looking to entertain top clients or reward your sales team, then it's time for you to listen to this very one. The Match Experience Hospitality just got their hands on a very small batch of official ticket to the World Cup semi-finals. Yeah, on July 14 and July 15. And also tickets for the final on July 19, 2026. This is a very serious announcement you got to pay attention to. You've got Carlos Queiroz and just maybe Ghana will be at the semi-finals and the finals. So if you want to treat your team to something special, or you're out there, you want to turn it into some wedding anniversary, go and join the World Cup semi-finals or finals, there is limited ticket for that occasion only. Match Experience Hospitality have got limited ticket for that. The semi-finals and the finals of the World Cup. All right? We are not joking. We're talking about real seats, prime seats. Okay? Now, and it's not just about you going to sit there and watch the game with this is proper treatment, VVIP treatment. Okay? Now, this very company I'm talking about, they've got over a decade of bringing you the very best in sporting hospitality and building on their successful delivery at multiple FIFA World Cup. Match Experience Hospitality is Africa's leading exclusive sales agent for the FIFA authorized hospitality packages. All right? So if you're interested in what I'm talking about, you want to experience real hospitality for the semi-finals of the World Cup and the finals with these limited tickets that are available, call them right now on this number 055 155 1119 055 155 1119. Yeah, as I told you, limited tickets, okay? Yeah, semi-finals and the finals of the World Cup. This is a big deal. And so look sharp. I'm sure Wifey is telling us be that Charlie. They are making some announcements on Joy FM, tickets and all, and say it's available. So look sharp. Okay, let me get to the boys quickly, and then we'll tell you about the Thanks Ghana CEO Summit and Expo that's coming up, and also a very important announcement that we've got here, also having to do with the Match Hospitality, and also the Rep Your Jersey 2026 edition that is coming your way come the 30th of May at the Aviation Social Center. So we'll talk about all of that. Let me just check the microphone. Musbau is back. It's been a while. It's been how many weeks? It's almost 2 months you've been out.
It's almost 2 months.
You've been out like 2 months, isn't it?
There were plenty of holidays during the period. That is why.
Like 2 months. Almost like 100 days, sort of.
It was a
Have you been to work since the year started?
It was a strategic leave. So
have you been to work since the year started?
Oh, no, I doubt.
What do you mean?
No, I'm just asking.
I went away on March 2.
Here since the end of the AFCON.
Yeah, man.
Like
it sounds like
months.
Forever, man.
I don't know what do you
incredible. But welcome back. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Good to have you. Good to have you. You even knew the salary the coach was going to take 4 days before he was appointed.
But he was part of the recruitment.
It's unbelievable.
I beg. Those who recruited them were 6. I was not part.
6.5. You're the second.
I was like, you're the secretary. Good to have you. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the news that the FA announced on Monday, Carlos Queiroz. Then Heavy Renard today. It's unbelievable, man. Monday, Carlos Queiroz. Then Friday, Heavy Renard. Just, 4 days apart or something like that. But, Charlie, should we have waited small, or, you can't trust that thing. You just have to settle on the one like that. Danny, I saw in our group what friend posted.
No, for me, look, I think for the purpose, the circumstances we find ourselves in, the Carlos Queiroz is a better option than Heavy Renard.
Really?
Yeah. If you are thinking long term, then fine. If you give the job to Heavy Renard, I will not mind. He's not my ideal candidate long term, short term, but Not my ideal candidate doesn't mean he doesn't have the qualifications and he's not good enough for the job.
Yeah.
So, but I think this circumstances, the fact that there are no friendly matches before the World Cup squad can be named, you would need somebody with a certain level of experience at the highest level. And if you look at their performances over the years, their CVs, Carlos Queiroz is certainly more qualified. He has been there. I think this is his 5th World Cup he's going to manage in. So you would give him. I feel he will be a better option based on the circumstances we find ourselves in. If after the World Cup, and we know it's a short-term contract, so if that is done and dusted and nobody has passed that back to go and take heavy Renard, then fine, you can.
I mean, is this regardless of how far Carlos goes with the team?
As for the clauses and things, you have to ask Muftar. But what we know was it's a short-term contract.
No, on the face of it, that the man does so well that maybe we are able to clock our best performance at the World Cup like we did in 2010. You think we should still not stick with him?
No, if he's interested, obviously you have to sit and negotiate, but you have to ask yourself what you want. If Heavy Renard is available, if Queiroz is available after the World Cup, he wants an extension, then it will be down to the technical minds at the FA to sit down, look at the squad, look at where we are going.
But if you're invited to suggest,
if Carlos Queiroz takes us to the quarterfinal, I'll give him the job. Heavy Renard can go somewhere else.
Not bad.
Or you let him go and give it to somebody else.
Me?
Yeah.
As in, I will let Carlos go and give it to someone. Oh, Carlos, there he grow. 72, Charlie. Yeah, he grow. You know.
So you throw away the evidence, which
He's
is
done well. Good luck to him, man.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I think it will be his best performance at the World Cup.
I think it's even a
He took
risky
Portugal,
decision.
was it the quarterfinals?
Last 16.
So if he takes us to the quarterfinal, it will be the best performance for him at the World
Yeah.
Cup.
Yep.
He can retire with that, you know. Yeah, not bad.
I think everything is a risky decision.
The Carlos one.
Yeah, it's very risky. If the guy takes us far, he now has the negotiation power. Yeah, he can now dictate his word. At this point, the negotiations, the FA, we need you, but you need to meet us some way. But if he takes us to the quarterfinal, if he takes us to the semis, he comes back and tells you, give me 3 million, 5 million. He has a power.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But then
I
it
don't
would
know.
also depend. It also depend if they are performance clauses in their current deal. If they say you take us to the quarterfinal, then there is an option for us to sign you on for at least the next AFCON or the 2 AFCONs that are coming between 27 to 28. Then how much money you'll be making on that deal would be stated. So if they are giving you 100,000, as has been widely speculated, for the next 4 months to take us to the World Cup, if you take us to the last 8 or better, then we are going to keep you, but that would mean automatically your salary rises to maybe a 200,000 or 250. But if that conversation wasn't had, then what Muftar says is what it will be. So he would have the bargaining power, he would have the negotiation power, and also other countries will be hovering around him because then they would know he came for a short stint, his new contract is pending, and other countries will be coming and say, look, come to us for 1 million a year or something. So it depends on how the FA negotiated this one.
Yeah.
If it is tied to performance, and that, because I've seen even club football, sometimes coaches would do it.
Yeah.
If you finish in top 4, automatically you have this rise in your salary and a contract extension of that. If you win a trophy, you have that rise. So it's not that you come and win a trophy and then come and tell her, because I won a trophy, now I want 1 million more than we agreed.
Yeah.
So hopefully the FA did have that conversation. Otherwise,
okay, so I've had the privilege of seeing the last, not to be very specific, but seeing some of the contracts coaches have signed with the FA. And there's always a certain line that runs across all those contracts. And I'm hoping, as you mentioned, they had those conversations so that it could give us something different. It appears what they always do is change figures, change names, change durations, but it's a template of a contract that they sign. And just what you've mentioned, one of the things that I've often seen in terms of motivation for technical people that the FA has engaged is monetary, where they will tell her, if you achieve this target, this is how much we want to give you. Let's say if you take us to the AFCON, we'll give you $300,000. If you take us to the World Cup, we'll give you $300,000. If you win the AFCON, we'll give you this amount.
Wait, are these things performance bonuses or salary spikes? Because there are two things.
No,
if you
no,
qualify
this-
to the AFCON,
Yes.
you're entitled to a 30,000 bonus.
So what I'm saying is that I am hoping the conversation has changed because it has always been monetary. So for instance, the performance of, say, Carlos Queiroz at the World Cup, the FA can decide that, okay, if you take out to the quarterfinal or the semi-final, this is what we want to give you for the success.
Yeah,
And
so
it's
so that's a
So
bonus.
that is a performance based.
That'll be
Yeah.
performance
That
bonus.
is a performance
That
bonus.
will not be his,
That's what I'm
his
saying.
signing
Yeah.
salary.
I just said something. I don't know if you were. I'm saying that based on the contracts I have seen,
Yes.
it appears to be a template that the FA have got.
So they normally give the performance bonuses.
Bonuses instead.
Yeah.
Based on the contracts.
Okay.
If we begin reading some of the contracts, it will be a bit funny. But it's a template that they have. This conversation of if you achieve post this, your salary will do this. I've not seen it in the 3 contracts I have cited. So
Is
I'm
it
hoping.
is it also because for most of the contracts we've had, we are signing them for 18 months or more? Maybe in the case of Otto, we sign him for a couple of months.
34 months.
34 months. So we don't
Probably the
necessarily have
shortest
to.
contract you sign.
But this one, it's the
That is-
most
yeah, that's-
interim,
yeah,
shortest
yeah.
contract.
That's very
So
true. That's
the
very
language
true.
could be different. And if the FA is anticipating he can do well at the World Cup, then I'll be surprised they didn't initiate any form of conversation in the contracts. That would get us to a reasonable figure if he does well with us. And we
Because
want to keep him.
if they left it open, then like I think
Muftau said,
it
then
will be
now,
dangerous for us.
yeah, it could be dangerous for us.
Because if he goes there,
and he's,
really
and he's
well,
poor there,
Yeah,
then
man.
other people will be coming around him. And
And sometimes too. Okay, so based on some of the conversations that transpired, one of them basically been the fact that the FA too were afraid if we give him a long-term contract
he bombs.
and he bombs.
Severance package.
Yeah.
Agreed. And there's another thing. If we there's an agreement that if he does well at the World Cup, it automatically triggers an extension. And in the end,
It's a 2-year extension.
if he does well at the World Cup, it triggers a 2-year extension.
Extension.
And even after the World Cup, his performance automatically triggers it. And another country with deeper pockets comes and says that we still want your coach. It's an earning for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will make money.
Yeah.
Because they will pay us.
A compensation.
They'll pay us a compensation based on how much. So there is that as well.
But are you familiar with what has been characterized as if he does well at the World Cup? Like you
Yeah,
mentioned?
I was
Oh, the
What does
FA,
it
the, oh,
entail?
the FA's target is a quarterfinal.
Oh.
So if he gets there,
If he gets there, we are
It
far gone.
triggers
Let's say if we are far.
a 2-year
yeah,
extension.
yeah,
Very interesting.
yeah.
So it's not negotiable.
Oh, because you can always negotiate.
So if you don't want it again,
I've not
If you
heard.
don't want again, then we will pay.
then we have to pay him.
Because if it's a performance clause and he achieves that performance, then he has a 2-year contract.
yeah, because the moment he gets
and-
there, you say it
No, but there's
trigger.
also something going back to the previous.
Unless it means that if you reach the quarterfinal, then we can sit and talk about your contract extension.
extension. And there's
There
also
are some
the
that
other
are
aspect.
automatic.
There's
Like player will play 35 games automatically.
Then triggers.
uh-huh.
And there are some too, based on your performance, we'll sit and now talk about your contract extension. So it depends on which one.
Yeah.
And there's the other aspect, which I think is often one of the things that the FA they do so well, is that if a coach decides to walk away from the job, the coach will give us a compensation.
Oh yeah, standard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Just
and
like
I
if you
mentioned-
sack you will pay Otto.
we will pay you
After
off.
what
So-
Otto did, why should we have paid
yeah,
him?
so I've seen
After
that.
what Otto did, why should we have paid him? But it's a contract. So we are losing money for being shambolic.
I know.
No, as for Otto you own. You see, there's one thing. If Otto had gone to the AFCON in Morocco, did well, and then he has been bombing in the next 40 matches, like, oh, at least he worked small.
Yeah.
And then now
So
it
let's
is
give him
fine.
time.
So there's a compromise. But you start from day one. Charlie, it be painful. and you are richer. Hey, the best contract ever for any Black Stars manager in the history of Ghana was given to Otto Addo, the least experienced coach appointed by the FA in the history of Ghana. What's with that? Hey, yo.
But except that for that second stint, it was coming on the back of having coached the team on the World Cup. That portfolio was, Yeah, he was coming.
So
But
he finished coaching the team at the World Cup, and if it made sense, when he went to Dortmund, he returned to the job he was doing. Why didn't they elevate him? If it was anything to go by,
he was still learning. Then he chose to continue
we got to
learning.
learn.
No. So as you mentioned, if inexperienced, he was the least experienced among the coaches that the FA
No,
has
after the
worked
second stint, he was not the least experienced.
After the second stint,
Yeah, it was not the. When he was being appointed on the second time, he was not the least
experienced coach Ghana has ever appointed was Otto. Both stints.
Really?
Oh, name them.
Start.
Let's go. Name them.
When we start.
You won't go see
I mean-
KJF and things or name them.
No,
name
because the second stint.
done
The
it.
point is that
I've done that
the
work.
second stint.
3 World Cup games. It doesn't make you more experienced than anybody who has played 4 AFCONs. It doesn't make you more experienced than anybody who has played an AFCON and a World Cup. 3 World Cup games. You lost 2 and you won 1. And the experience, no.
No, but prior to that, prior to the appointment of CK, he had coached on the local scene.
Yes.
Beyond that,
Yes. He had coached on a local scene. He had coached a league season. He was the coach. He was the lead coach for a football club or football clubs. The biggest thing, 2 of the biggest in Ghana. Atsu and Otto.
and that's bigger than coaching.
It's bigger than
and even Ashanti Gold. Even Ashanti Gold.
Yes. It's bigger than being Dortmund's training Erling Haaland to know how to turn. Oh, that's what I was credited for. Dadike told me that. You know
I say he was player development coach. I don't can't tell say he show Erling Haaland. What is it? I don't know.
I thought maybe you train Haaland.
No, he trained Haaland.
No,
he
but
trained
he
Bellingham.
trained
He trained this
Listen
thing,
to the list. Sancho.
He trained the boys. So
But I couldn't do
So
so.
what-
He couldn't do Chikama this
relax,
man.
So what did he train them? What did he train? What was the training he was giving them?
Oh, he told
you
me
see, when they came, they were rough. They were
He
rough
fine-tuned
around
them.
them. So he fine-tuned. So the Haaland you see today is a product
like
of
Kamadi Suleiman and I know
the Bellingham you see today is a product of
No, but Sicho was
the
saying
Son
that.
Heung-min you see today when he was at Hamburg, he
Yes.
brought him, he fine-tuned him and shipped him off. So it's all
But when he saw Kamadi Suleiman and emphasized that,
he didn't have enough time with Kamadi.
And
And
then-
Kamadi doesn't listen.
You remember Osman?
yes. No, I've done that list too. Otto is the least experienced coach Ghana has in the history of Ghana. Twice. We did it twice.
And he was the highest earner after
Ever.
Evram
And the most pampered coach. Look,
No, but you see, you also have to put it on record that he also had the most impressive PowerPoint presentation
and
in
also
the history of.
no, he
Where
was
did
the
he
most.
do that? Where did he do that PowerPoint?
Oh no, he did it. He gave it to the FA.
The
He did
FA.
it.
Oh, Musbau.
For the second stint, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, the most impressive
hear the story?
PowerPoint.
Which one?
Daddy, he didn't tell Musbau.
No, I'm not telling him. Tell him.
When Otto was coming to submit his report after he was sacked, you know when you are sacked, you do a report on the team.
Yeah.
When Otto was going to submit to the GFA and give it to them, when the GFA read it, they almost reappointed Otto after sacking him. They say, yeah,
Where is this coming from?
because the detail of the way he detailed the problems of the Black Stars, they were like, he's the only person who can solve it. Because the first point
Better behave.
is knowing the problem. If the guy knew the problem more than any of the other guys sitting there, so they almost rehired him for the World Cup. Almost only 2 years ago, because the presentation was sharp.
No,
Otto was the most pampered.
No,
He's the most pampered Black Stars coach in the history of Black Stars. The number of backroom staff he had. Otto is the only guy who they had to change his entire backroom staff to make him happy.
In the history of football.
It has never happened. No, Otto there. He cannot stand anywhere and tell anybody that Keto Kraku didn't help him. He cannot. He was the most. And the GFA people will tell you he's the best coach they have ever seen. Most of them were saying it. And now, yeah, they can't. For no work done. He had
no, you see. Okay. As you mentioned, it is. I do agree with you that they gave him the needed support to succeed. It's just quite unfortunate that he did not get the numbers the officials were looking for, and that's why when he was fired, apparently he had
said it. Yet he came back and he was giving the money. You're telling us affects your family. When they went to Germany to play, people took train from Netherlands, Ghanaians from Switzerland, people flew from London.
Yeah, all over.
All over. Do you see the stadium? The place was full. It wasn't only abroad full. Our people were there. Some people came with their, and then their, You can't tell me your family was affected. We Ghanaians too were affected. What is he saying?
I'm not saying he's the one who said it. I
So
said
it's not true.
That's what.
But he can't talk for his family.
No, but
His family was also there.
No. It's a non-starter.
But
If your father gets
they
sacked
say
from
he
work,
didn't
if your father
so
gets
to
sacked from
affect you.
but we that we are also suffering from your bad performance.
He
but
didn't affect you.
No, but he's not.
He didn't say it. He didn't. He never said it.
No, but he
He
didn't.
apologized. Has Otto apologized to us for his bad
And you
showing?
sacked him. Did you give him an opportunity to come and say sorry?
After sacking him,
No, he took responsibility for the country's failure to qualify for AFCON.
When I check, you cannot see how sacking and say, I check. Otto has never apologized for his shambolic. Otto, it's not Otto who came to tell us that we don't have good enough players and we overhype our players and we think he's not the same guy. Has he ever told us that he admits that Iwasa? Has he said it before?
No, but he cannot say that. Why would he
Oh,
say
but after sack, if you can admit that your family suffered from your sacking, you also won't admit that Ghanaians suffered from your bad football. Iwasa, but have you had joy watching the Black Stars in the last 2 years? You, Musbau, have you?
that? That fatal cycle go there. I celebrate them.
I mean, you see, go check. Fetch they call me. I don't go mind now.
I don't know why they
They call me video.
They there.
What does he want?
Fetch they call me video. I don't go mind now. No, I'm saying.
With their
The reason why you celebrated that fatal cycle go like you did
Master,
was
bye-bye.
because you have not seen the Black Stars score goals for so long. If you score goal, we'll press then some ta. But that ball was beautifully orchestrated.
Yeah.
Good through pass. The fullback picked the spots, laid it back, cuts in. It's a Real Madrid. You see the Vinicius ball to it was Real Madrid like that's why he celebrated. Otto ball. But I'm saying that Otto can tell us that the sack affected it. It's normal. If my father goes to work and comes down the next day to tell me he's been sacked, it will affect the family. But if my father's bad performances at work or my father's work
It's
was
affected
bad,
the company.
it would have affected the whole company as well. I'm saying that the number of people whose Otto's bad decisions and coaching affected is far greater than the one.
Otto and his family simply wanted more time.
To do what?
And he is well within his right to say that it affected his family.
Oh, Nick,
Whether you agree, you don't agree.
But as the minister
well-
mentioned,
he's well
I'm not
within
sure
his
he was anticipating the sack.
Oh,
So,
no.
But Otto knew that if he went to the AFCON and came back after the group stage, he would still be here till the next 2 AFCONs. He knew he was untouchable. They ever told him that he's the best coach they've ever seen. Because every morning he sends them some brief and some presentation they've never seen before.
Very detailed.
Very, very classic and detailed.
Hey, Charlie, guys.
But you know, Mufta, you know this. Why are you lying?
no, there's some of them I know, but I don't know all. I know some.
But this
You
one
know,
I've said,
so-
you know.
So for instance, Charlie.
Oh, the guy in my church, we don't go to the same church too. Otto.
Oh, really?
Oh, but I'm doing my work. They tell us to be diligent
They'll
about
call
our
you-
work. We have to be diligent. Oh, he's a Church of Pentecost member.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But you have to be diligent. I can't.
But we even digress though. We're supposed to be talking about Carlos. What
we are
he's
talking about
doing and
Carlos.
all
You
that.
see,
Very worried, this guy.
there was something Daniel said, which I was just thinking about. I think it might be a problem if we pursue it. That we should start talking to Hervé Renard right now. Start negotiate. I think it will be an indictment on Carlos.
No.
Especially if what
don't
Mufta
need
has
to
just
publicly.
said. Especially if what Mufta has just told us
Right,
that Charlie, this is a target.
it's on public record that the FA wants heavy Renat in the long term.
Yeah, but if you start talking to him, you are indicting the man you've now appointed. Meaning what?
so,
you
but
can
you
start
but
talking
you can
to
speak to
him.
him
Yeah,
backdoor and then
backdoor.
this
Which one
I
is
don't know.
backdoor? You are indicting. If you are doing that, it means the man you are asking him to go and lead us to the World Cup. You
Look,
don't
the
trust him.
sooner,
enough.
if you really want Hev, the sooner you agree with him, the better.
The better.
Because if you wait for the
It
World
even
Cup to be
happens.
over, this once he's on, you know the people who are calling him.
Sometimes you will even negotiate, agree, and say that after
You
World
announce
Cup,
it.
this is our coach.
You can have an agreement in
You
principle.
can have an agreement.
But
in
you do-
principle.
No, but
There's
going by
nothing wrong with
what you just shared,
it. Yes.
that the man
Otto
has
has
been
a-
told,
a
Carlos has
performance
been
clause.
told
Yeah.
Yes.
that if you hit this target, a contract extension could be looked into.
Yes.
If you have already had such a conversation with
so
Carlos,
relax,
why would
relax.
you now start
Musbau,
going
relax.
and be talking
Musbau,
to
relax.
Hervé Renard?
You have a conversation with Carlos. You let him understand that there are certain expectations we want. If you achieve them, this is what it comes with. But in principle, we are also having a conversation with Hervé Renard that he's going to be our coach post. If you have that agreement with Hervé Renard, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out with Carlos. You go for Hervé. If it works out with Carlos, you go tell Hervé now, Charlie, the agreement with
Musbau,
Piano.
football,
Charlie, they be football.
it's a very ruthless sport. There's no time for time and
So it's not even
sentiments.
football, it's business.
Business is a ruthless venture. If it is heavy now that we really want, but me that one I'm quite small on that matter. If it is heavy now you really want, And the first assignment for Carlos Queiroz is the World Cup. After the World Cup, you can still tell him thank you very much, irrespective.
Regardless of how well he is.
Even if he wins
especially if I'm saying if he is the one you really want above everything else, which means above whatever Carlos does at the World Cup, above whether he wins the tournament or whatever, if you really want F above everything else, once Carlos is done, you can say thank you, especially if his performance doesn't automatically trigger any financial commitments. Because if it does, it means that you are paying him compensation for the 2 years you might have triggered. But if it was to come to the table for an agreement because he also thinks that he will do well, so let's go, let's finish, but let's have an agreement in principle that in our next agreement we have 2 years, but the figures we are yet to talk about it, then it means it's open. So once it is done, being ruthless means that you've done well, but for the long term, we want our man is available, we are going for him. You have to be ruthless. That is what business is. But for me, so I'm just putting the scenario across. I'm not saying Churchill go for Hev. Because Hev, me, I have my own reservations. But if you really want him, that's the way to go.
No, but you see, Carlos will also be listening to all of this and saying to himself.
Oh, but he's listening.
And saying to himself, the people I'm going to work with, the people I'm going to work for, in their mind, the man they want.
Musbau, the man has been a coach for nearly 40 years.
No, I understand.
For Carlos,
then
for Carlos, his job is the World Cup.
Yeah.
So he should focus and stop listening to who.
Stop listening to whatever
it
we
can
say.
affect his motivation for the World Cup.
How can it affect his motivation?
Because if he knows that Charlie, the man you want is already on the market, so
then he should
regardless of what I do,
then he should quit now.
Just a quick one there, Musbau.
Then he should quit.
No, that's not fair on our
Sicho,
Charlie, that's not fair on our
Sicho, you said something. You said something.
Focus. If after all these years of experience, you can't block out distractions and focus, then what are you doing?
If his motivation to do well at the World Cup, it's also tied to what he stands to benefit post the World Cup, and he knows post the World Cup, irrespective, he's not going to be there. It can be demotivating.
Yes.
Look, can't it?
It can.
Look at it from the FA's point of view. You've given somebody a short-term contract, and there's no guarantee the guy will reach the metrics, targets. So if the guy doesn't reach the target, are you going to wait for him to finish or not reach the target before you start talking to people, or you be proactive and start talking to people in case he doesn't reach the target? When even if he reaches the target, it's not a guarantee that he's going to get a job a long term. The point is, if you really want to talk to him now, start talking to him.
Yeah, it's like
it also saves you money. For right now, he doesn't have negotiation power. If you wait and a couple countries call him during or after the World Cup, when your budget, your this thing, the highest you can go is 50,000. Look at how much he was taking at Saudi Arabia. Whatever the case, if he comes to Ghana, he's slashing his money like half.
So you need a certain level of guarantee that he's going to get a job.
So start now, so that you can crow him and convince him.
And you even know one thing. No,
100K. You
no,
think
Musbau, what I can say,
slash my money.
Musbau, what I can tell you with
what he was earning from Saudi. Well, Saudi sacked him. So when I checked, he actually had a contract till the next Asian Cup, which was 2027 after the 2025. So he has about 12-14 months. And the mutual termination, it cost the Saudi Football Association or the Saudi government a €5 million package for the mutual termination. So maybe I can even understand why the GFA, even maybe if they spoke to Hef, decided that at this time they're into me. Because even if they sacked him.
No, when did he leave the job in Iran?
Who?
Carlos.
No, it's Hef he's talking
I'm talking about Heavy now.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about, like, now that they've terminated his contract with Saudi Arabia, they paid a compensation of €5 million as a compensation because he had about 12 months left on his contract. So they paid that much. So even if the FA wanted him, they would have wanted the mutual termination to go in the way that he takes his money from Saudi so that he's a free man. Because if he left Saudi and then Saudi had not compensated him, we going for him would have meant that we'll pay the money Saudi owed him before he can be a free man that we will take. So that financial gimmick, we are not capable now.
But there's no way Heavy Renard is going to come
no,
here
you see,
and decide
Musbau,
that, the Black Stars job is so lucrative that I'm willing to take 50K just to coach the Black Stars. It's not going to happen.
No way.
It's not going to happen.
200K flat.
Yes.
Wait. If the guys, they pay the guy €5 million and it's left for what, like 12 months? The amount, how much did they take? That's not of 400,000.
Yes.
Charlie, you don't get money. Some conversations don't enter. That's what I'm saying. Start now.
Start now. No, start now and do it.
Start
boss,
the-
then
beating
you
the money down.
convince him that
Boss,
we
boss,
beg
boss,
you.
boss,
No
boss.
Saudi there.
So can't
we
we
don't get
pay?
oil money.
Musbau, you know one thing.
Start now.
One thing I can say with certainty is that when the FA drafts a contract, they draft it in their interest. When they draft a contract, it is in the interest of the association.
Yeah.
Any other thing, that is why they can look you in the eye and say, my friend, come out. Because the only area I think they need to improve is some of the KPIs. Is that when they give a KPI after sacking you, you shouldn't get the rest of the duration of your contract left. They can say that, okay, when we sack you, we will give you 2 months or 3 months to go. If you agree, sign. If you don't agree. But an aspect of the clause where they often
So
leave
how much
that flat.
How many months are you paying Otto for? All.
Per some of the contracts I've cited,
You see, he's the most pampered coach in the history of Ghana.
it's not just. It's just.
Why the other coaches within? Well,
Some of them they were paid the
It's
rest
not-
of the
it's not just
duration of their
him, oh.
contracts. Some of them.
It's
Now
not
you
just
take
him. Oh.
everything. But some of them they were not paid the all.
No, all of them.
They were paid all.
Yes.
Okay, then this one I take the pampered out.
Because.
I've not been fair.
Okay, so I'm just going to read that
I'm an honest guy.
that aspect of the clause. It says that
wait, Musta, are you reading the man's contract to us?
I'm just reading any contract at all, but it's drafted by the
It's a
FA.
sample. It's a sample. It's a sample.
It's any contract.
Man,
It's a
electricals.
The association may, at its option, and by a minimum of 30 days, notice to the head coach, unilaterally terminate this agreement whenever the association determines that the termination is in its best interest. It is in the event of such termination, the association shall pay to coach as severance pay all the aggregate salary and other compensation he would have earned under this agreement from the actual date of termination to the termination date set forth in this agreement.
Yeah.
So it means that the day they fire you, the rest.
The rest of the months.
I think it's standard almost everywhere.
Yes,
isn't it?
it's
Yeah,
standard.
it's
But
kind of standard.
some tools are performance tied. If you fall below a certain threshold,
Yeah, they sack
Yeah.
you without money.
They sack
Like
you
the
without-
failure to qualify for AFCON.
yeah, that
Yeah.
one
Should have
should
sacked
be
you
sackable
immediately.
without any compensation.
Without-
I think going forward, those
They
are
have to
things
they have to
that-
look at that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They need
because
to look
I
at
hear
some of those
even
things
in the
and-
Premier League, for instance, some players for their contract, like Spurs, like this. I understand for Spurs, is in the contract of some of the players that if Spurs go down,
Yeah.
some of them will receive at least 40-30%
Slash.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
go-
You know, they are very
slash.
detailed in the
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not just-
important. We don't have
They
to
go-
because after what Otto did, we can't be paying him like every. It's not nice.
And guys, let's just maybe finish the conversation.
But
on-
Fen said he wanted to join. You know,
Yeah, he hasn't joined yet. We hear John Pinto has been what do you call it? I don't know what they reassigned or you will definitely find this well under 20 or
Oh,
something.
by the way, they sacked. Oh,
he will definitely go to under 20 or
Is
something.
he with the backroom staff?
At the moment,
Yes.
he's not.
so he's been
been
what?
sacked.
Yeah, he's with the FA, but he's unattached. But beyond him, who else is leaving?
Mufta, over to you.
Oh no, okay. It's actually a massive shakeup of the backroom staff because, per my understanding, Carlos Queiroz is coming in with four additional backroom staff.
Okay.
So what it means is that a chunk of the people within that backroom staff will have to go.
Bioka Green and Co.
I cannot tell which specific backroom staff he's coming with. I don't know whether if he wants to come with maybe his own video analyst, because the current video analysts that we had at the backroom staff were interviewed and hired by Otto Addo. The Mazer was interviewed and hired by Otto Addo. As to whether those people would be there or not,
Wait, Marcel, you mean
yeah.
the way he's touching their bodies was interviewing her? Really?
No, but why Otto for interview?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
He details those. He
But
details
I'm
The
those.
backroom
upset.
staff or he be boss. No, it's goes beyond tactics. He's a backroom staff or he be
Oh,
boss.
it was
How
just a-
quick can he get it?
That is why I often, when people say,
Or Dr. Pambo should have done the interview. Oh no. Pambo said Otto for interview.
when people often
Pambo
say,
gets the girl, make
like
the girl,
Otto didn't get some point. Look, see, there were only 2 appointments in Otto Addo's role that he did not hire: John and Fatau.
and team manager.
Yeah, and
Because
team
the
manager.
is not like.
And team manager, he's not a
team
core-
manager,
Yeah,
just a
he's not
core-
technical
But the
team
FA,
member like that.
see, the kind of power Otto had, the kind of support the FA gave to Otto, I'm not sure many coaches have had that.
Nobody has had it.
I'm not sure many coaches have had that. Sometimes you look at the association and you can see what exactly they wanted to do. They wanted to be, or they want to be that institution that gives the technical men the room to do whatever they want to do, whilst we take care of the administrative aspect of the game. And Otto really had that. That was the kind of support Otto had. It's even one of the reasons why when people were jumping left, right, and center and were saying that he has failed to qualify for the AFCON, they should sack him and all that, the president asked a question. We fired many coaches. What has it changed? No one could provide a possible, a very good answer.
I wasn't there, that's why.
Because you're not an EXCO member.
Yes.
You don't have the power to.
I wasn't there.
To talk.
So the EXCO put it
There
in
was
fire
the other
for the
aspect.
president.
There was the other aspect.
He was there.
Yeah.
Oh, behave. There's the other aspect of it. The coaches we've sacked and the compensations that they've had to pay financially doesn't make sense. And people would, and if I were, say, an ESCO member as well, in fact, and we reported some of these things, you would have to agree that the president had a point. The man failed to qualify for AFCON, but they gave him an opportunity to rewrite that wrong by qualifying for the World Cup, which he did. It's just unfortunate that the friendly matches didn't go well. And as the minister said, Otto felt that if he were to be sacked, they should have sacked him post-AFCON, failure, and not now. And in fact, they supported him by giving him 4 additional technical team members to go to the World Cup. That's the kind of support Otto had. So when you say he was pampered and where he was given the necessary support, I agree entirely, because
Wait,
many of the coaches have not had that.
Wait, the inclusion of Kim was upon the request of Otto?
Oh, that I cannot tell. But I cannot tell. But
one I
the
know, but
previous
I can't
tournament,
disclose.
the FA gave him more backroom staff to go and work with. So maybe it was just something normal that they were doing. But I cannot tell whether he requested.
So at the
for
moment, the
additional
only
technical
person you
members.
can confirm is not going to be with the technical team is John.
No, Wilfred Schaefer was the first.
Yeah, I mean that
person.
one
Yeah,
there,
he
long
was
time
the-
is gone.
He was the first to go. I don't know which other
In the
people
advisor
will go.
there, you advise if you
advise
advise it. But he was advisor, Black Star.
Like, you wear the
But
trousers and
a
the
bird
fucking
whispered to me on Monday that it is still possible that
For Otto to return.
no.
Tell that bird to be.
It
As
is
a
still
scout.
possible to even get
That would be a good.
As a scout.
maybe a different technical advisor, but it will be on the recommendation of Carlos Queiroz.
Wait,
It is
we are
possible.
bringing Carlos
It is
Queiroz.
possible to still have
And
a
we are going to
technical
get a
advisor.
technical advisor for Carlos Queiroz.
For what?
Advice.
I said it is possible. That's what the bird whispered.
No,
but as to whether it will
it's
happen,
a-
is what
I-
we
it's
will
a-
find.
It's not about whether it will happen or not. The idea.
The idea that
alone.
the coach is the one going to suggest the technical director who's supposed to be the
advisor,
boss,
not director.
technical advisor.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it can advise him, but it's possible if the coach says that. Okay, I need.
Bring him, boys.
That's possible.
But Otto had a
Director.
PA.
That's fine.
Yes. So
But then
if
he take a PA, you should know.
Yeah, man.
So if he wants then someone to advise him on certain things, someone he trusts to do certain things for him, it's fair.
When is he expected in the country?
Or he should be back. He should be in Ghana first week of May.
First week of May.
Carlos?
Yes, first week
Okay.
of May.
And we understand he will do a press conference, and I'm so situated
Yeah.
for day there.
Oh yeah, I mean those of us who understand a little bit of Portuguese,
Yeah.
you have to.
You
be-
go
just in
do
case.
the.
Give us one line, let's see. Once a day.
Oh, relax, calma.
So what to Portuguese?
Oh,
One line.
obrigado,
Now idea.
obrigado,
Abrihu.
obrigado.
What's up, obrigado?
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Anyway.
What's this one?
Yeah, and a big hello to all our esteemed CEOs. Ghana's Leading Business Leadership Conference, the Ghana CEO Summit and Expo, is marking 10 years of leadership impact and a future of possibilities. And we're inviting you to the 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo on Monday, the 18th of May from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel. The theme for this year's edition is Accelerating Ghana's Economic Transformation, Driving Bold Reforms Through Leadership, Technology and Industrialization for Sustainable Growth. The summit will convene some 1,000 top CEOs, policymakers, investors and global dignitaries to explore actionable strategies and forge high-impact partnership. Key highlights of the event include special presidential CEO business dialogue with President John Dramani Mahama. There will also be the CEO Government Compact 2026 launch, then the CEO Masterclass, plenary and business case presentations. We also have the exclusive CEO Networking and Brand Spotlight Expo and the Ghana CEO Excellence Recognition Gala. There will also be the high-level CEO Government Dialogues that will also be taking place. Register now at www.ghanaceosummit.com for enquiries and sponsorship. Call us right now on 054-639-1970 or 024-468-7222. Or you can send us an email at info@ghanaceosummit.com. And it's powered by CEO Network Ghana in partnership with Deloitte, PwC, EY, Ghana Investment Promotion Center, the State Interest and Governance Authority, the University of Ghana, and the Multimedia Group. Well, the Ghana CEO Summit and Expo is a decade of leadership, impact, and a future of possibilities. Remember, the terms and conditions do apply. And again, we are telling you about the special match experience hospitality company who have got their hands on a very small batch of official ticket to the 2026 World Cup semi-finals on July 14 and 15 and the finals on July 19th. In fact, we're talking about real seat hospitality, of course, is included. And this company is a company with over a decade of bringing you the very best in sports and hospitality and building on a successful delivery at the multiple FIFA World Cups. Match Experience Hospitality is Africa's leading exclusive sales agent for FIFA authorized hospitality packages. This is a proper company that we are talking about. All right. So if you're interested, the number to call for this limited offer is 055 155 1119. 055 155 1119, or you can email at sales at matchxphospitality.com, or visit our website www.matchxphospitality.com. Call right now, because when these are gone, they are gone. Match Experience Hospitality. Don't just watch it, live it. Well, we're just some few weeks to the finals of the Champions League. We are at the semi-final stage of the competition now. And the final, the entirety of Accra is converging at the Aviation Social Center for the final. It's a whole festival. It's the Hitz FM Rep Your Jersey, the 2026 edition. In fact, this year promises to be more exciting. It's a whole festival that's unfolding at the Aviation Social Center. All right, so make sure you are marking your date, the 30th of May, Saturday, and get your jersey ready for loads of fun. All right, entertainment and amazing prizes to be won starting from 10 a.m. till the climax of the Champions League finale, which is happening in Grand Style. It's going to be the usual, the sports quiz, soccer tournament, the Champions League anthem competition, and many more, many more, all right? And it's going to be an important festival even as we build up to the World Cup. So 30th of May 2026 at the Aviation Social Center, Hitz FM Rep Your Jersey is happening. It's powered by Joy Sports, and with support from Joy Prime, Joy News, Joy FM, and MajoOnline.com. And it's proudly sponsored by Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuel for oil. We've got TCL, Inspire Greatness, Soccer Bet, your best bet for sports betting, Didi Shito, Efie Die Nie, and Twisco Chocolate Foot Drink, Power Your Dream, Franco Trading Enterprise, still Phone Papa Pa Fie, and DSTV. Feel every moment. Arsenal is through to the semi-finals of the competition. They were there last year, and they are there again. Madrid is out, back-to-back exit in the quarterfinal stage of the competition. They're going trophyless again this season, very disappointed. And for Barcelona, they were in the semi-finals last season, but here they are in the quarterfinals. And someone is wondering, are they progressing backwards? What is happening to the team? But the favorites for this competition are the two sides, Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich, what a performance against Real Madrid. and they look on course to winning the title this season. Michael Olise, Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, Jamal Musiala, Nicolas Jackson. Yeah, the star boy of Senegal. Big games happened this week. What fun. Charlie, Danny, them Bayern Madrid game, that was really nice, wasn't it?
It was a super game of football. I loved it. Last week, remember I told you the history behind the lights at the Allianz Arena. It's a personal study. And I had noticed that when the Allianz Arena is lit red,
Yeah.
you will lose, but it will be a respectable defeat. When they light the rainbow colors, then it means you have no chance. You are about to be battered and disgraced. So I was waiting pretty much. That's all I was waiting for. If I had put the Bayern Munich socials on notification, so anytime they post, I'll see. Then I saw that the stadium had been lit red. So I said, okay, fine. It's going to be a good game. Madrid are going to lose, guarantee. But Madrid are going to give it a fight.
Under 1 minute.
Pa!
Is it Black Cherry who sang that song?
Which one?
Under 1 minute. You know? There's a line in some song be like,
where I know that thing from there. Well, we sung home, but I don't
there's
know.
a line like that. You know. Yeah, there's a line. It's Black Cherry.
2013, or be the drop
1
song,
minute.
some
Yeah,
song.
something like that. There's a song like that.
Sarkodie and Joey B.
Really?
Tum tum. Tum tum. Something they rhyme with Onga. Will you come and meet my corner?
True.
Anyway. So look, first of all, credit to Madrid. Not many teams go to the Allianz Arena.
This song, I can't blame myself. You know.
That be all you think about. You didn't know.
The guy don't get a song. I don't go move on.
You don't move on, Charlie. Make
Yeah,
somebody
there's
help
a
her.
line like that. There's a line like that.
Make somebody-
In that song, there's a line like that. And the 1 minute, I can't blame myself. There's a line like that.
I think I'm
Yeah, you get it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a line like that.
Oh, no, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is not under 1 minute.
Yeah. No, it don't be an
It'll be
hour.
under 1
Yeah.
minute.
I know it's
You know
not,
you
it's not
want
under
it.
1 minute.
It'll be under 1 minute.
I know you 1 minute.
Yeah, but
I
if you
don't know.
rhyme,
It did rhyme.
if you rhyme,
Blacko.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Hey, Charlie,
I
this
can-
guy- Charlie.
Papa. You said what? I can't believe it.
So you did it, or you put your own lyrics for it?
the guy they write his own song.
You did right.
No, the simplest one you should have done was
No, man.
oil in my head. There was oil in the heads of the Bayern players. Play to oil.
So the lyrics is what?
I can't believe it.
And I'm sitting
Under 1 minute. But see, under 1 minute the
No,
blue
they
pass,
go-
I can't believe it. Black
Black
people
will change your
Black people will regret saying you don't do under 1 minute.
You will change your for change.
Maybe in the remix.
Oh,
The remix, if I add under 1 minute there.
Charlie.
Charlie,
Yeah,
you
but
see
Charlie,
me?
then the lights were on.
Right now you get your confirmation.
Yeah.
Charlie. Look, I'm saying credit to Madrid. Not many teams go to the Allianz Arena believing that they can win. If you look at the way the first leg went, Bayern should have and they could have and should have won by way more goals. That last minute penalty decision, I thought it should have been a penalty. It should have been 3-1. But if you are any other team and you look at your performance in the first leg at home, how dominant the opposition team were, the chances they created, going into the second leg away from home, looking at how strong the opposition team has been, very few teams would believe that they can stage a comeback. But Madrid did, and I think the setup was very smart. They defended well. In fact, if you look at the course of the game, this was probably one of Madrid's best defensive performances in terms of the chances they were able to prevent Bayern from creating, especially in that second half. Bayern hardly created anything. In fact, their best opportunities were shots from Ulis from the edge of the box. They hardly created anything from passing or carving Madrid open. Then after the red card, that happened, which was expected because by that time Madrid had gotten desperate. But credit to Madrid, I think they made the game interesting because they took the game to Bayern Munich. On the counter-attack, they were devastating. But for me, what lost it for them is what has been winning it for them in seasons past. And that was their inability to manage the moments. At 3-2 up with 50 minutes to go, I don't see why Madrid was trying to force the issue. In fact, Bayern Munich, if you looked at them, they had taken their foot off the pedal a bit. They knew that if they risked it and Madrid scored, they would be in trouble, because 4-2 would have meant that Madrid were leading the tie. So then they started passing the ball around sideways, trying to suck the steam out, and Madrid were trying to force the issue. And then the red card happened. When the red card happened, again, inexperience from Arbeloa. I think taking Trent Alexander-Arnold off was a wrong move, because he is that, I don't even call him a defender. He's that footballer who can create something out of nothing in terms of his passing. Madrid obviously were sitting a bit deeper. So he's that one who can pick the pass from deep, unleash Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe on the run. And the players he brought on didn't solve that issue for Real Madrid. So if you saw in the second half when Alphonso Davies came on, in the beginning he was bumping forward, but at a point he started measuring his runs because of the threat of Trent Alexander-Arnold. There was he had to close him down, because if Trent was left free, and we saw in that second half the Mbappe sideways bicycle kick, something like that Neuer saved, that pass that came from Trent. The warning signs were there that if you give him the space, he can pick up the pass that will carve you open and hurt you. So Alphonso Davies started monitoring him a bit more. But as soon as those changes were made, that gave him the freedom and the liberty to move forward. And Madrid ended up losing the game. I thought they didn't manage the game like a typical Real Madrid team. I thought they should have done better, considering how the game was going. The fact that they had it in their hands, it was level. Camavinga obviously will also take a lot of blame for that silly second yellow card that he got. But all in all, Madrid has made Bayern look beatable. I think before PSG, Bayern Munich looked like the teams that, look, if they catch you, you are in trouble. But what happened in that second leg, I think PSG will look at this Bayern team like, yes, they beat us in the group stages, but Madrid has shown the human side of them, even at the Allianz Arena. And this Bayern team now is high risk, high reward. So if you're able to punish their mistakes, you would get the better of them. And I think the only reason Bayern won this game was the red card. Had the red card not come, I was seeing this game going into extra time and probably Madrid nicking it. So Camavinga he has a lot of questions to answer. I don't understand why Madrid were fighting the referee and things. You should go and talk to Kama. He's the one who messed up. But look, credit to Madrid for making the game exciting, but Bayern also for being ruthless. Once the advantage came, they took advantage of it, scored 2 quick goals and ended the tie. But it sets it up really nicely for the semi-finals. You who are saying the people on the other side are the ones who win the thing, but football doesn't work like that, Charlie. Yes, it will be I think we're going to have 2 very contrasting semi-finals. One tactical battle which I will enjoy between Diego Simeone and Mikel the Great Arteta, and one free-flowing football, plenty chances. I don't like my football like that with the PSG and Bayern. You can enjoy that one. I'm looking forward to the Arsenal Atletico game. I like cagey games where it's like chess. Let's go, this manager, solid guy.
Everywhere is locked.
Everywhere is locked.
I like this guy.
One killer pass or one killer tactical decision to unlock it. But if it's open for you, I just going here. That one day we can watch it at this thing every time.
I can imagine he enjoyed the Sporting Arsenal more than the Real Madrid.
Of course.
Yeah.
I had my eye on.
Yeah. He was enjoying that game.
But you were looking last week here. You talked to Charlie Remontada.
Yeah.
Just before you go on, though. Before you go on, we need to redeem ourselves.
You need to do us.
We need to redeem ourselves. The song, the lyrics has come. Yeah, it's there. The thing is there.
Under 1 minute.
It's there.
Oh, Charlie!
It's there.
Oh, you know Charlie!
It's there.
Oh, Charlie!
The lyrics is there. It's there.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I read the lyrics.
Cookie killer don't lie when I say I did it. I did it. Big stacks, big cash my way, but I still fumble it. Under 1 minute.
Hey!
Yeah. So right after 1 minute, then still I can't believe.
Yeah.
No.
I will start saying no there.
Who thought you know what you're talking
It will crispy. Even Crispy talks in that. Even Crispy.
No, he's for there.
Yeah, he's there.
So you heard right. You heard right.
Guy knows the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah,
The guy knows
he
the
knows his
music.
stuff. He knows what he's doing.
No, but
Yeah.
the one of the talents Musbau has is singing. So he knows what he's talking about.
Oh, he did. Yes,
He sings well.
Charlie Remontada. Charlie Remontada.
you don't sing.
Tell my voice we had it to you.
Oh, Coral way out to people bees. Yeah. No, but look, the game was poised for Madrid to do what everybody knows. This is one of the few games in the Champions League that Madrid has lost that I've seen neutral fans, people against Madrid even come out to say, wow, they got us a bit shaking. They got us believing at some point. I think, again, over the 2 legs, I think Real Madrid desperately missed Courtois. If Courtois played these 2 games, I think he saves the Harry Kane goal from the first leg. The Harry Kane ball, I think he saves it. I think the goal Pavlovic scores from the second leg, it doesn't happen. So just like Neuer was crucial for them in that first leg, they would have needed Courtois. And when Madrid have gone on to win Champions League, he's been very important. I know Lunin did it for 1 season until Courtois came back in the final and was brilliant in the game against Dortmund. But I thought they missed him. Also, what went in favor of Madrid was Bayern not killing off that first leg. And that Mbappe goal to make it 2-1. So the tie was poised. Then Neuer happened in the second leg. That early goal from Addo also then gave Bayern something to think about. But it was the response they allowed Bayern to quickly respond that also hurt them a little bit. But again, they went on to score at 2-1. But I think, so in the game ended 3-2 in that first half. I think in that second half, Madrid had the better moments to do what we know them to do than even Bayern. Vinicius Jr. was put through on goal at least twice. He flapped it with his left boot. Kylian Mbappe had an opportunity of slipping Vini through. He ignored it. Vini had a ball in the area when Mbappe squared it. Hitz and Pound. So those and when Madrid plays,
I take that again.
the Mbappe ball is squared to Vini. Hitz and Pound. Now, when Madrid have won these kind of games in Champions League, it hasn't been because they've created 20 chances or 10 chances. It's been because out of the 5 shots on target, 4 of them were recorded as goals. Efficiency and being clinical. In the game against Bayern, when Real Madrid had those moments to convert, because these chances I'm talking about came between the start of the second half until the red card. And in that time, Bayern never really created scary moments. It was the one time that was really scary for them was the Hurricane effort. Even that one was blown by Kamavinga and Rudiger completed the clearance. And then the Olise ball that he was scaling back, some were dropping on the net and Lunin was saving some. But then, as Danny said, they never really carved Madrid open to create, big chances. And then, the Upamecano header, which he should have scored, very close, he should have scored. But most of these chances I'm speaking about came after Real Madrid had missed some crucial chances. And if Madrid are going to win these games in the Champions League, it is these moments that they take. So when I was watching the game and the moments were passing Madrid by, I knew they were in trouble. Because on a Champions League night, against all the odds, these were the moments.
The Sum didn't come.
But it is the same is true for every other big team in the Champions League. So Bayern are one of those big teams. And it's why they are successful. When you make a mistake, they will make you pay for it. And part of the mistakes are you not taking your chances. So when Madrid have gone on to win the Champions League, we saw the game again the last time they won Dortmund. Even Liverpool, when the game started, Dortmund will create the chances and they'll be hitting the post and they will be the moment you don't take your chances, the other team will punish you at this level. And that is exactly what happened. Because before the red card, Madrid had the moments. They didn't make the most of it. And then the red card, I don't even know why Madrid are complaining. The referee didn't do anything. No. The referee didn't give Camavinga a yellow card for the foul. He gave Camavinga a yellow card for kicking the ball away and carrying the ball to delay the restart. As for that one, even Trossard and Co, Declan Rice and Co have all suffered the same. So I don't know why they are complaining. If anything, they should look Camavinga in the eye and tell him to stop being silly. Because only last season, around the same fixture against Arsenal in the semis, Camavinga got a second yellow card for kicking the ball away.
Yeah.
A year on, he hasn't learned. He's done it.
He's done the same
In
thing.
fact, for Real Madrid, the other Goulart free kick, it shouldn't have been a foul. The one that they brought Brahim Diaz threw himself down as if he was thinking himself like the penalty. It shouldn't have been. Why did you laugh? It shouldn't have been a foul. But the referee gave it. So, for me, the referee had a very solid game. And Madrid shouldn't hide behind the Camavinga moment to say that it was unfair, it was a disgrace. It wasn't a disgrace, it was fair. Madrid didn't take their opportunities. And then Bayern did. But Vincent Kompany can take this victory and hope that their next performance against PSG is not what we saw against Real Madrid.
Oh, this one PSG will tear them apart if they do.
Because PSG don't only have what Madrid have in Mbappe and Vinho. They have it in Kvaratskhelia. They have it in Dembuz. They have it in Desiree Doué. Or if Bakola starts.
Ow.
So the pace that Mbappe and Vinho were used to get in behind them, they have three.
And Mensch and Hakimi.
And then they have extra armory from the wide players in Nuno Mensch and then Hakimi. And then control.
Oh, Vitinha.
So Bayern would have to improve. But I also believe that for these big teams, no two games are the same. So quickly forget about what Bayern did against Real Madrid. It is Real Madrid. That is why they played that way. It is because Madrid scored early. Addo Goulart did it and Mbappe did it some way. But no two games. When Bayern step onto the pitch in the Champions League night against PSG, in your mind, who is PSG in Champions League? Yeah, they just won, but who are they? Hurricane. You'll be like, no. This should be our year. PSG will feel like we've arrived. That is why that final is the final before the other one. But at least we'll see it twice. That is the benefit. We'll see that final twice, unlike seeing it just once. So bring that game on.
But I mean, Mufti, I'm going to come to you on the situation with Arsenal. Then maybe we can progress to the Premier League. Just on the Barca bit, because one of our colleagues said, Kuku Asante, was it on Wednesday that I had gone to do Prime? I just came. I think we went to do headline.
You were shouting there.
I just came out. He said, "Hey, you didn't do the story. Look at the boy. He hits his hand. He hits his hand."
Shouting.
I was like, Kuku
He's
Asante.
always shouting.
Who?
Kuku Asante. He said the thing. He hits. You didn't do the story. I was like,
No, don't say
He said,
Kweku
"What's
Asante, say fellow Ghanaians.
hey, Charlie, a shock. Kuku Asante said, "No, Barca they cheated us. They said, hey,
He's always
well, they
shouting.
really cheated."
But you're talking about Kweku Asante and Barcelona in the same sentence, and you don't expect him to shout?
And it wasn't just him. Almost every other Barca fan.
Leader of delegation.
Leader of the
Leader,
delegation.
yes.
Charge the affairs.
No, it is. Look, and that is what the Barca president has even done. They said they are going to write to UEFA and everything. Listen,
Hey, just a quick one. If they are, that's the biggest joke. Have they forgotten what they did to Chelsea in 2009?
no two scenarios are will compared in front of the law. If they feel they've been hard done by, they should write.
Lawyer.
I'm an honest person.
Who win the case?
Chelsea and Barca that game, we know. Or historically, the Van Persie record, we know. But Lamine Yamal wasn't there. Gavi wasn't there. Pedri wasn't there. This is their time. You are cheating them. If they feel you are cheating them.
But were they really cheated in the game?
No, I don't think so. It's a Barca problem.
He's a very nice
The way
pocket
Barca
lawyer.
lost this game, it's not different from how they bottled it against Inter Milan. It's not very different. It's not very, very different. If you look at the Atletico Madrid goals they scored in the first leg, the first one came from a red card. That came from Barca's high line. And that is how the Kubasi foul happened. And then Alvarez brilliantly dispatched the free kick. Then we saw the solid goal as well. Look at the space. In fact, that thing, I think last week you said it. That space was there throughout until Atletico Madrid eventually hit it. Then in the second leg, you go 2 goals up. Some way, somehow, it's almost like 7 Barca players go to the dressing room like Senegal did. And there's no Barca player on the pitch, so Atletico Madrid are running to score. Where were the Barca players? Where were they after scoring 2-0? Like, nowhere. again, they live and die by that principle of high line. We've seen it, even in La Liga, that so many teams create very good scenarios and get behind Barca. What has been lacking is finishing. Or at times, Garcia has been just monstrous in posts. But against top quality opposition, sometimes you'll be punished, or most times you'll be punished. We saw Real Madrid against Barca last season. Mbappe scoring like twice and all of that being offside. The warning signs have been there throughout. Atletico Madrid didn't have to do too much to win the game. Now, Barca could have still qualified. But yet again, because of the high line, they got another red card. The Eric Garcia foul on Solot. It was a clear foul. Tackle from behind, he was the last man. Solot goes down, goal score opportunity denied, and then he gets sent off.
But there are debates about whether he was the last man.
Oh no, I think he was the last man. You see, there are two things to look out for. If you watch it at the time Solot was falling, Koundé had advanced to become, if you like, the last man. If you watch the time of the contact from Eric Garcia, when you are giving a foul, it's not when the player fell. It is when the contact was made. At the time of the contact, Koundé wasn't the last man. It was Garcia. But at the time Solot was falling, Koundé had made grounds. So if you look at it from the time Solot was falling, you would think Koundé was there. No. Look at it from the time the contact was made. Garcia was the last man.
There's a reason why the referee will even
and
bring
that is
it
why
back
the referee,
to where it happened.
and it was close. That is why the referee even gave a yellow card. Then he was called. The referee gave a yellow card and said, "Oh no, hold on. They say it's offside." Then he was called to go and check the VAR that, oh, it's not offside, but the guy who initiated the contact at the time of the contact, he was the last man. So Ohene, do the needful. The referee just saw the footage, which was clear, and they did the needful. So the Barca issue, it is not somebody robbed me and somebody robbed who. It is a system that pays well if it comes together well. But it's a system that exposes you when just one thing, and when to get behind Barca, only one person has to switch off.
That's all.
It's not like the whole team. It's just one moment that has to switch off. So for me, I think you blame Barca and the way they've been set up. They've set up all season from last season to this season, and then the lack of judgment of some of the players. If Solot goes to score, you are Barca.
I mean, Mufti, Arsenal are through to the semi-finals now. They've got their eyes on the Champions League. They are close. They are close to winning the UCL. But at the other end too, they've got the Premier League to fight for. And at the moment, if you look at the dynamics in the Premier League, it's quite contentious. If you were, say, the owner of Arsenal, what will you tell Mikel Arteta?
Go for both.
Really?
Yeah. It is important that they have the mentality to go for both. You don't forgo one and fixate on one. This is why. The moment they lose grounds, say on the Premier League, the confidence level is likely to drop, and that could even impact them in the UEFA Champions League. But if they have the two of them available to go for, there's an opportunity to make it in the final of the UEFA Champions League. There's still the Premier League to fight for. Even if you miss out on one, Sitsofe will say, I'm far.
Fire. We'll see fire.
Mikel Arteta says, fire. Yeah.
And they went to play.
There's no fear.
goalless
Fire.
draw.
It's fire.
Fire and Pomo.
If
One shot on
they are
target.
able to make it to the final of the Champions League, if they are able to still have sight on the Premier League table, it's a big advantage for them. The advantage is that if you miss out on the Premier League, it is possible you win the UEFA Champions League at the end of May. But if they lose grounds and say, oh, no, we want to fixate on only the Premier League or leave the Champions League, what if you lose both? What becomes of you?
So they should target both at the moment.
Just go for the two of them.
Let me give me 1 minute. On what Musbau said. Sorry.
So I'm far.
If Arsenal wants to win the Champions League, they have to win the Premier League. It's the only way to win the Champions League,
That's
especially with the way they are playing. It doesn't happen for all teams. I've seen teams who are playing so well And then it's football. You can lose a game and everything. So they can lose the game against City, and then they lose the league. But because they are playing so well and they are looking very confident, they can still go and win the Champions League. But with the way Arsenal are playing now, players hiding from passes, players shying away from responsibilities, the goalkeeper receiving more passes than any other player. Why are you wondering?
Hey.
They make an fiesta.
Was it the Bournemouth game? The goalkeeper got like 38 passes.
Second to Declan Rice. Every other player didn't want to receive the ball. With the way Arsenal are playing now and the pressure on the team, if they lose grounds in the Premier League, there is no way I see an Arsenal team that would have any momentum and confidence in them to go on and pursue Champions League. If Arsenal beats Man City and Arsenal get past this horrible period of pressure and Arsenal regain their supremacy in the Premier League, they can now begin. I think they can now have that psychological boost
for the final.
In for the Champions League. So for me, if Arsenal slack, not say I'm far in the Premier League, then the Champions League should forget.
Charlie, the game against City, no. The game against City.
No, give him 1 minute.
Give me 1 minute.
No, it's not just 1 minute.
I won't answer your question. I'm going to say what I want to say.
Say what you want to say.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, for level will say, but now that the country is planning. Very nice excuse.
See, you bully. I don't understand why we are all of a sudden acting like we don't sit in this seat every season. We know how teams who are pushing for titles behave around this season. Look, it's a long season, 10 months of football week in, week out. Sometimes double games. Wednesday, Sunday, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday. At this point, and we've seen, you remember Saleh's very famous record of dipping when the season is ending. Wabre, teams are tired. And especially for a team that has not done this before. They've not won it. They've not won it. This current group of Arsenal players, none of them have touched a Premier League title before. None. In fact, I think it's only Saka who has touched a trophy in this team. He was the only one who was part of the 2020 team. The rest have all gone. They don't know what it means to touch a trophy. So they are obviously going to suffer. You don't judge this group with the standards of a Man City team that was winning 4 in a row. They are different. They've done it. Look, even in the history of the Premier League, Man U 2012, that team that had won Premier League trophies season over and over and over and over. With 8 games to go, 8 points clear, and a game against their closest title rivals, they lost it, went to City, went to lose, and ended up losing the league title. Even they, with all their experience, with the greatest manager in Premier League history, in Sir Alex Ferguson, all that, they self could throw it away. Don't do like this thing that is happening is not. They will suffer. Arsenal will suffer. It's normal. But the point is, as we talk today, they are still in the lead. This weekend is the most important game in the history of this club. Because, you see, Arsenal's history has been broken down in parts. As for what, even Wenger's part is 2 parts. There was the Invincibles time, and there was the top 4 time. This post-Wenger, Unai Emery suffering that Arsenal has suffered, this is the most important game in their history. Because the team is already under pressure. You can see the way they are playing. It's unlike them. They are not creating chances. The set pieces are not working. The defense is scrambling. They are under pressure. But when you look at Wednesday night's game, they did their job. You can talk about fire. Sporting Lisbon were part of the top 8. Sporting Lisbon have had a really good season, especially in Europe. They really that as for the league title today, the 2 teams on top of them are both unbeaten. So as for they can't do anything about the league. So their focus was on Champions League. Got some really good results. Finished in top 8. There are people like in quarterfinals. They are dangerous, especially in transition. Arsenal got the job done, full stop. That was their job, to qualify for the semi-final. It wasn't to go and win 5-0 or 4-0. They got the job done. Despite the current situation that they find themselves in. Straight after that disappointing defeat against Bournemouth. So this suffering I'm seeing, it's normal. You expect them to suffer. You don't expect a team who has not won the league title in how many?
22.
23 years.
23 years now.
Yeah, so 22
years.
Yeah. 2004. 22 years. You don't expect them to get up and stroll to the trophy. It doesn't happen like that.
You think the best reaction to the loss to Bournemouth was a goalless draw against Sporting?
It was qualifying to the Champions League semi-final.
Was that
qualifying to the Champions
wasn't
League
that
semi-final.
inevitable? Were they not always going to
What are you
qualify?
talking about?
But whether you win or you don't win, you still
On the
qualify
face
for a
of it,
semi-final.
was there
just
ever
a
a
one-goal
scenario? Was there ever a scenario where Sporting was truly going to overcome Arsenal?
Yes. Well, we've not seen it before. Have we not seen it before?
Based on the form Arsenal had in the Champions League so far this season, there was a scenario where
Based on the form Arsenal were in, Bournemouth is going to Emirates and winning. Why can't Sporting come to Emirates and win? It was possible. But Arsenal got the job done. That was the reaction. Go and get the job done. Qualify for the semi-final. When that semi-final first leg comes, we think about it. Sunday is the most important game in our history. Man City are on form.
I was wondering why he didn't personalize it.
Man City are on form. Granted, they've entered cruise control. And when they enter that mood, it's very dangerous. Because we know how City behave themselves. But look, the question is, does Arsenal have the ability to go to the Emirates to win? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. The even bigger question is, will Arsenal go to the Emirates to win? They don't have to. They don't have to go to Etihad. They don't have to go to the Etihad and win. City have to beat Arsenal. They must beat Arsenal to narrow this gap. Because if Arsenal win, it's a plus. If Arsenal win, I feel sorry for Atletico Madrid. Because that final is 2 feet. There's not even one. Arsenal have qualified for the final. If Arsenal don't lose at Man City, that's also a huge win, especially what they are going through. So it's a win-win if they avoid defeat, if they win. Will they win or will they draw? I think that will be the most likely result.
which
Either a win or a draw. Because there's pressure on this Man City team. Depending on their approach. And the approach we are working towards for Sunday. Difficult to break down. We're going to make the game as boring and lifeless as possible. And then you remember 2 seasons ago when Arsenal went to Etihad, the one Rodri reference at the end of the season, when they came here, they play like they didn't want to win. City are the ones under pressure. They have to win. So they'll open up. Oh yeah. If they want to win the title, they are the ones who have to win this game.
Yeah, but they are not under pressure.
They're not under pressure.
I think it's Arsenal under pressure.
City are under pressure. If they don't win,
Because City don't even play like a team under pressure.
They don't need to play like they're under pressure. They are under pressure. They have to win this game. If they don't win this game, they are in
Of course,
trouble.
they have to win, but between City and Arsenal, it's Arsenal that looks like they are more under pressure.
Arsenal can be more under pressure. Doesn't mean City are not under pressure.
But every game, every team is under pressure.
So City are under pressure. So why are you arguing?
So there's no.
So why they argue plus a thing? I said City are under pressure.
You said City are the ones under pressure. You didn't say City under pressure.
But City not the ones under pressure.
Arsenal are the ones under more pressure.
You say more pressure. Are City not the ones under pressure?
Who is more pressured?
I didn't say more or
I'm
less.
asking.
I said pressure.
Okay. Both are under
So
pressure.
City are under pressure.
Okay.
What be this guy issue? In conclusion, I just want to say to Sitcho, who is the leader of the Seanfa, you people, after Sunday, in fact, on May 26th, let me just check the date. I think it's the 26th of May. On the 26th of May, a moment, say, just give me a quick.
He was supposed to do 1 minute though.
On the 24th of May, thank you very much, it's a Sunday. When Arsenal go to Crystal Palace on the last day, and the trophy,
Glasness send-off game.
and the trophy, everybody's head, and the trophy is given to Martin Odegaard. Hey, That Monday make no count. That Monday for sports zone, you make no count.
Oh, I'll be there.
Because c'est far.
Look,
read some of the message from our
Yeah,
followers.
I'll read it.
The message they want to hear this one. Look out to it. Danny said something. And Arsenal, they will suffer, and the players, the number of games. Hey, 3 years ago, Arsenal finished second and something. 2 years ago, last season, the same. The excuse was that they need to buy more players to compete on all fronts. Are they lie? Arsenal have 2 players in every position. Sometimes they even have 3. The manager has been back to the level where injury. Last season, we said the reason they didn't win was because Saka and Odegaard were injured. So in comes Eze, in comes Madueke. So it can't be an excuse this season. It will not. Nobody will take it.
What are you talking about? But Madu, you know Madu. Is Madu somebody who will lead you to a league title?
That is what Ateta thought.
It's not
That is
what.
what-
It's not
No,
what- it's not what
relax.
Madu is not.
How
somebody-
much did they pay
Madu
for
is
him?
there to do a job. You come.
So he should do the job. The job was that when Saka is not there, you feel him.
No,
Feel him.
how much
That
did
was
they
the
even
job.
pay for him?
And also look, the man I forget
We are
it.
system.
System something.
Yeah, so he come do job.
Musbau, finally, quick point.
Yeah, just finally, 30 seconds. We want
30
to talk
seconds.
to one man who is sorting boys out. Match experience hospitality.
Oh,
got
it's
the
solid guy.
semi-final- Yeah, solid guy.
You should give me 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Just
There
do
is
that.
the fact of the matter and the reality of the matter. The fact of the matter is that Arsenal are in the Champions League semi-final and are on top of the Premier League. But the reality of the matter is that in the last 2 months or so, they are not playing well. So when Daddy gave me some apple. When we did the draw for the last 16, Arsenal were favourite to win the Champions League. Because the fact was they had played well in the league phase. As we speak now, it's Bayern or PSG that are favourite to win the Champions League. I'm not the one saying it. Go to all the AE sites that are doing the odds. They'll tell you. Then when you look at the Premier League, at the time they did the draw for the Champions League, in the Premier League time, Arsenal were overwhelming favourite to win the league. As we speak, Arsenal are not overwhelming favourites. They might be favourites, not overwhelming. So the reality is different from the fact. The fact is you're on top, they're in the semis, but the reality is they are not favourite for the Champions League. And City now, because they are playing at home, are likelier to beat them and go on to win the league. Intise and far will be here.
Okay. Well, we told you earlier about an important announcement that we just got having to do with Match Experience Hospitality, who've got their hands on a very small batch of official tickets to the World Cup semi-finals and the final itself. All right. Now, the CEO of the company is Mr. Kwabena. He has joined us on phone to to tell us how they managed to get this deal, and in fact how boys and girls can get this ticket. Semi-finals of the World Cup is a big deal. Hello, Mr. Kwabena, thank you very much for joining us. I mean, these tickets that you've gotten is not easy. Danny, Charlie, to get ticket to the World Cup semi-final and the final. Charlie, it's
World
not easy
Cup
at all.
semi-final ticket,
at all.
final.
So please just share with us how your company managed to secure these tickets and just an insight into what is available for those who take advantage of this opportunity.
Well, so Match Experience Hospitality is the sales agent for the 2026 World Cup happening now. So we sent an email for FIFA to allocation. Apparently, we got approval just last night that we've allocated some number of tickets for the semi-final and final. So we are appealing to corporate Ghana who are interested in buying the semi-final and final tickets, that we have some limited tickets available. So if any organization is looking for the semi-final and the final ticket, they should contact 0551 551119. I repeat the number again, 0551 55119. We have hospitality tickets for the 2026 World Cup, the upcoming 2026 World Cup, semi-final and the final. And I tell you what, the final is a great experience. And this hospitality ticket, you enjoy unlimited food, drinks 3 hours before the match and 2 hours after the match. And guess what? We have all the big people across the globe being at the final. So corporate Ghana should take opportunity to contact us for the semi-final and the final match ticket. Thank you.
Amazing. Any idea about the price, or they will have to call you? Then they can.
Yeah, so you have to call us on the number I shared 0551 55 119, or they can send an email to sales@matchesphospitality.com, or they can visit our website at www.matchesphospitality.com.
Well, amazing. So limited tickets,
Limited ticket, and this is final.
Yeah.
You know what kind of final? I mean, it's I have been to final. I've watched final between Argentina and Germany. It's a great experience.
Yeah.
So you won't get final. This is the first time that an agency in Africa is gotten this ticket. It hasn't happened before.
Wow.
It's the first time.
Wow.
You can check it. First time an agency in Africa got a final match ticket and semi-final. So we have it available. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. And as we mentioned, the number again is 055 155 1119. All right. Or you can email them at sales@matchexphospitality.com or visit their website at www.matchexphospitality.com. Ticket, is very limited. Shisho, pasho, Charlie, this is where the VIPs and the VVIPs gather. You go to the World Cup final. That's where you meet the FIFA president. You are walking around and meeting the FIFA president here and there, right? It's a big deal. Yeah, Charlie. Sijo, you go the FIFA hospitality area before?
I go the CAF one.
The CAF one,
Yeah, because I was.
Yeah.
It was for
CAF commentator with a broadcaster. So.
Charlie, you tell her this now.
But of course, what Morocco did in the FIFA be the same. Morocco, what they do, it be FIFA standard. Of course, we play FIFA. Yeah, so it was amazing.
So if you go like coffee break, then you see David Beckham for year. Then
the final Ghanaian Academs come. Ghanaian Academs, they there. Squad did the president. Oh yeah. Because then my tag gonna be big boys tag. Thankfully to God, my tag.
Yeah, man. So,
but if you don't get my tag, how you go see Salah say Salah? Me picture.
Yeah. Say my friend. Yeah. You be Salah friend.
Oh, Salah they be there.
So guys, make sure you get in touch with Match Experience Hospitality and take advantage of this opportunity. All right, CEOs, big boys and girls, this is it. All right, you want to be at the semi-finals of the World Cup or the finals of the World Cup, you're sorted. Okay, anyway, that's what we have for you today on Game Plan. Let's see what happens on Sunday. We're going to have live commentary on Joe 99.7 FM. Catch our partners at BBC. We'll be back same time next week. Thank you, Mufti. Thank you, Danny K. Thank you, Sicho. And coming up next is news from the